Okay, John, we've got the car up right now. Let's do kind of a final walkthrough and tell you about some things about this car, some good things, and some more opportunities. There's always more opportunities with a 62-year-old or 60-year-old car. Let's start with some good things. So you got a lot of new parts in this car. New gas tank, fuel sending unit. Got a new steering gearbox. That's all good. No rust here. That's good. I don't think they put a new. Actually, with it, maybe they put a new pan on this. I think they did because they also put new floor pans here. So that's a good thing. I mean, it was rusted, but they fixed it. Some opportunities up here if you want to take a little more of the play out of your steering. Since I got the new gearbox, that's a good amount of it. We could do a bushing right here. This is your pitman arm, your steering bushing, and this one's the original one, and it's all corroded. You can replace that bushing. And that is, I'll go to my list here. That's a $18 part, $85 in labor. Next thing is shocks are getting a little bit old. If you didn't like the ride, I think the ride's fine. If you want to put new front shocks on there, that's $100 for the two shocks and $200 for the labor, about an hour per side. Let's start to move back here. A lot of work done on this bottom area. There's a lot of corrosion. This car came from back east, I can tell. Here's your back shock. If you want to replace those with a heavy duty shock, like I said, that's 120 plus 200. All right, muffler looks good. Since your heating system right now is not operational, that would take a little bit of money to make that operational. I went ahead and took off these rear shrouds. That'll help you run about 24 degrees cooler. I think your engine needs. You have the shrouds. I cleaned them off and put them out there for you. What you're actually missing here is a plate. I call this a skid plate, and then a back plate here. You shouldn't see any of this light here. This should all just be the bottom of your engine. So this plate here and then this plate here could be replaced. Otherwise, it's pretty good under here. Okay, we got the car down now. Let's look at some opportunities to make this car better and to make it more correct and just a nicer car. It is a nice car already, so you don't have to do any of this stuff, but maybe as time goes on, it's stuff to think about. You at least know what it is and know what you do to make it nicer. So first of all, they put this front grille on that is not stock. There's a nice 62 grill is like a piece here, and a center piece. So that's item 5. It'd be $100 for the parts and about $100 in labor. Let's go to item 6 on the list. And that would be if you want to go to a stock steering wheel and a horn that worked correctly, it would be painted red and white to match the red and white of your interior. And then the horn would work, and that would be $150 and $150. That's item 6. Your boot clips here that hold this in are missing. There's about 3 of them. That's item 7. That's $15 and for parts and $50 in labor. I'll put this on the list too. We'll make it item 12. But there is a rail that goes right back here that's missing, and that rail is what this boot slides into, so it doesn't flop up like a parachute. That rail's about $40. It takes me about 3/4 of an hour, so about $75. It'll be about $100 or so to put that rail in. That way you can put that boot on, which would be nice, very nice addition to the car. Let's see, windshield wipers. Need to troubleshoot the switch is hooked up because when I took the dash off, I made sure the wire was going to it, but it still doesn't work. Maybe it's the motor. I don't know. It would have to be troubleshot, so I don't know exactly what the cost would be there. Probably not too much. Okay, so let's take a look at this. I went ahead just to show you, and I spent a few hours, and I color sanded and polished half of your hood to show you how good actually this paint could be. And it's a little hard to see on film like this, on tape, but let's do it. So what we do is watch that light there. And you see the rippling effect. That's called orange peel. There, we got a nice. So that's from not color sanding the car. That's the edge of the hood. Now let's go to where we did, and watch how it goes to almost glass there. Look at that. See how the reflection of the light goes to glass? We'll pan out a little bit here. So you'll see it in person. You'll see we'll look at this part here. So that half was done. Now we go over here, and the reflection of that light gets very grainy. That's that rough surface from not color sanding. So the whole car could be made to look very, very nice. I mean, it's not perfect paint. It wasn't perfect bodywork, but it could be made, take it from maybe a 6.5 to probably a 7.5 to 8. And what I've quoted you is half and half of the car. So a lot of people just do the top half, to start with. So the top half here would be about almost a day of labor, between half a day and a day. So I got that quoted at $250, and then the bottom half would be, decided to do it later to be $250 as well. So you could maybe just start with the top half, the half that's most visible and has the most impact, and then later on do the bottom half. That's item 9 and 10. Let's go to engine painting. So as a thank you for all the work of the last week, I was trying out my new sandblaster, and I sandblasted and painted the air cleaner system, and and I'll include a picture. So what I'm quoting is doing the entire engine compartment. That's really taking everything off instead of including the shroud and all of these 1, 2, 3 side pieces, and sandblasting and painting them all so that your entire engine looks basically like new. So I kind of gave you a taste of it with the air cleaner system. I wouldn't use that level of gloss on the, I would use different level of glosses to be appropriate. I use the highest level of gloss on this just kind of because it kind of makes it stand out. On that would be a good time, because I take these pieces off to replace these rubber seals that are all gone. There should be this rubber right here. Right there is a rubber strip that goes in here, and it's stapled there. Now yours is all gone completely. So all that daylight you see that goes all the way around the edge there, including down there, you shouldn't see any daylight, right? So all of this would get replaced at the same time. And that's all included in the same quote. Engine painting, including the rubber seal, that's $70 in parts, and it's a full day of work, so I got $500. But your engine would, as you will see in the picture, your engine would look like new, and you'd have it sealed. I talked about earlier that back skid plate, and then this plate goes right on the other side of there. So you're missing this plate and then the skid plate, and those both go down there to keep that, to make that complete. So you do those things, and there are ways to just continue to improve the looks of the car and the value of the car, because this is a pretty nice car. There's a lot of really nice new stuff on this car. I ran into, underneath the seat there, I ran into the folder of all the stuff that's been done on this car. And there's been a lot done on this car. So this interior is a couple $1,000 just in materials and carpets. That's a new interior. By the way, when I did your new or used but working speedometer, also steel wooled. I had the dash out, so I steel wooled the dash, make it nice and shiny as it can be. So your dash is looking, all your dash pieces are looking pretty good right now. So it's a fun car to drive.